Hi everybody, and welcome to week 3 of PHI 103. So I've done weekly intros for weeks 1 and 2, and again, now we're going to move into week 3. You'll notice that there's no writing assignment this week, so you get a little bit of a breather, and you can just focus on the quizzes and the discussions for this week. Because there is no writing assignment, there will be 2 discussions this week, in addition to the quizzes for the week, which include quizzes over the logical content, as well as the reading quiz, the media quiz, and the library quiz for the week. And this week will be actually the last library quiz in the course. So again, 2 discussions this week. 1 discussion you have to post on 4 days, a total of 400 words. The other discussion you have to post on 4 days, a total of 600 words. So remember, try to get into the discussion early on in the week, but if you can't, then you can do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday posts. But again, try to knock out a couple early on in the week and then a couple later on in the week. And of course, feel free to post more than just 4 times. So the first discussion is about buying a car. Well, is in relation to the car buying scenario. So again, remember to view the scenario for the week, and also remember the resources and the practice exercises that are available under, when you click on the weekly tab, like week 3, then at the top in a little banner you'll see, practice resources and scenario in that little banner. So be sure to practice in relation to the logical content. Do those practice exercises before you do the quizzes, or to help you learn. And also view the lectures in relation to the different tasks and activities for the week. The lectures are in the left-hand banner underneath the weekly tab. So the first discussion for the week is that you are supposed to think of a time where someone presented you with an argument that was intended to change your opinion on something, and do the following. Present the argument in premise conclusion form, then identify whether or not it was deductive or inductive, and evaluate it for quality. So if it was a deductive argument, then you need to analyze whether it was valid or invalid, and then you also need to attempt to determine whether or not it was sound or unsound, meaning the premises were true or untrue. The third thing is to explain. If it's an inductive argument, be sure to evaluate it in relation to strength or weakness, and be sure to analyze the reasons that were given and the data that was used to support those reasons, if there was any evidence that was used. Then explain whether or not you were convinced by the argument, and then attempt to explain whether or not you believe that you were correct in your judgment of the argument, why you believe that the argument is such this way or that way, why you believe it's deductive or inductive. Okay, so as you interact with other people, if you notice or if you have a differing opinion in relation to their analysis of whether or not the argument was strong or weak, or valid or invalid if it was a deductive argument, then please feel free to examine those issues together and to move forward in your analysis there. If you want to add other examples, that's fine. Okay, so that is the first discussion for the week. The second is to identify a deductive and an inductive argument presented somewhere in the media. It could be the news, it could be editorial pieces where people write in, and they usually the editorial pieces or opinion piece is somebody making an argument about a current social issue, or about a current event, or about why someone did something, or why someone ought to do something else. You could use simple, you don't need to use really big, elaborate examples. You just need to find an argument. So if you like sports, you might go to ESPN.com and find an argument as to why this basketball player is the best basketball player, or why the Yankees shouldn't have paid $56 million for the guy that they just signed. Anyway, find some examples. Find an example of a deductive argument and an inductive argument. And then present those examples in premise conclusion form. So identify the premises, the reasons that support the conclusion, and then you're going to, again, evaluate those arguments. So if it's a deductive argument, you're going to determine whether or not it's valid or invalid. If it's an inductive argument, you're going to determine whether it's strong or weak, and then you're just going to explain why you believe that those things are the case. Now, the first discussion is 400 words on 4 separate days. The second discussion is 600 words on 4 separate days. And that's because you have both a deductive and an inductive argument to complete. So you should probably be writing more in the second discussion in relation to your initial post. These do require an initial post, so be sure to complete the scenarios or to complete all requested items for both discussions. Again, there's a readings quiz, a media quiz, an inductive versus deductive argument quiz, and a library quiz. Again, the readings quiz is just you read the readings and complete the quiz questions that are based on the readings. The media quiz is you view the media and video for the week and then complete the quiz. The library quiz is, again, in relation to the tutorials and analysis of resources and how to differentiate between good and bad sources. And then the inductive versus deductive argument quiz is just a quiz where you're going to be presented with various arguments, and all you have to do is identify whether or not they're inductive or deductive. So again, you have a little bit of a break here from the writing component of the week. So really focus in, continue to work through the course methodically and completing all the assignments. If you haven't, in my course, if you haven't completed the previous written assignments, feel free to contact me and we can set something up to try to allow you to turn in those assignments on time. If you're in somebody else's course, you can ask that instructor, and that instructor has the say over whether or not he or she will accept late work. But anyway, I hope you have a good week. Welcome to week 3. If you're on top of things right now, it might be a good idea to start looking at the writing assignments for week 4 and start crafting your ideas there so that you can stay on top of things. And perhaps even look forward to week 5 where you have the final paper in relation to the excerpts that are provided in the instructions for the final paper. So anyway, let's have a great week. I wish you well, and keep working hard and you'll succeed.